everyone, it's Mithrilda and welcome back to my journey of learning to draw. The last week has definitely been a roller coaster for me. I've started my first week as an actuarial analyst at a firm based in Chicago, but due to everything going on right now, they sent me a laptop and I'm starting work remote. However, I still need to get to Chicago for when the city opens back up. So we started packing and bringing things to a storage place last week and preparing for the big drive up to Chicago, which we're going to do over 3 days. The conclusion of all this is that my time has been stretched incredibly thin over the last week, and it's going to be busy and hectic for at least the next month until everything gets settled with packing, moving and unpacking, setting things up, buying new furniture, pantry and kitchen things, and all the things that come with moving that I don't even know yet since I've never really moved out on my own like this before, especially across the country. Before all this, I basically took a few months off of life and took a sort of gap semester. I graduated in December, took my actuarial exam halfway through March, and then basically spent all my time relaxing, sleeping, researching apartments, practicing Japanese, and learning to draw. It was through that glut of time and rest that I made really big progress in my art skills, as demonstrated in the last few videos. Now I have all these huge obligations and I've never really learned to manage my time properly before. In the past, I've been very feast or famine with my time. Either I would completely focus on my hobbies or completely focus on work or school, and there's never really been an in-between for me. I did bursts of drawing during the summer and winter break, spring break, etc. And during school, I only did school. And it worked out for a bit because I always had an end point to everything. Even though I was working myself to the bone trying to spend every second studying, I knew that at the end of the class or the semester or actuarial exam, I could finally relax and get back to doing what I really wanted to do. However, looking back on that time and reflecting a bit on my current feelings, I realized that a lot of the ways I saw my time and priorities were unhealthy, stressed me out, and ultimately resulted in less progress in the skills that are important to me. In my mind, I shouldn't even try to practice art or any of my other hobbies because school is more important, so I need to focus on that. So I didn't do them. I went months, semesters, even years without working on anything productive outside of my classes. And you'd think this would make me a lot less stressed out about school, right? Not having anything else to worry about. No. All that unstructured time weighed heavily on me. I felt like I had so much time to work on stuff, so why work on it early? I'll have plenty of time when the time comes. This resulted in a cycle where I would just lay around and procrastinate for a while, never working on any of my hobbies, of course, because how much of a difference would a few hours make? I didn't want to start practicing something without a perfect plan for what I would be doing and what I would be learning, and I'm too busy with school, of course, to commit to something like that. So I spent over 20 hours a week just watching YouTube and did all sorts of other great activities like browse Reddit. Then, when the busy times actually came, like when I had multiple assignments or exams, I got to work studying for 8 hours a day, exhausting myself and stressing myself out. Then when it was finally over, I was so sleep deprived and hungry that I rewarded myself with some YouTube time, and the cycle repeated again. As you can probably tell, my false idea that I was so busy with school became an excuse I would use to justify my lack of time management, an explanation for why I couldn't draw, cook, sleep, or even feed myself sometimes. And I was truly busy for small stretches of time, but those times were caused by my procrastination in other times, and all throughout, I kept thinking, I don't have time to cook because I have schoolwork. I don't have time to draw, run, read, or do anything else because of schoolwork. But I didn't actually have that much schoolwork. I don't even know what I did with my time every day. It just slipped right through my fingers, and I had nothing left at the end of the day to show for it. At the end of every semester, I would look back on it and be so angry and frustrated with myself that I'd procrastinated so much, that I'd always left everything to the last minute and stressed myself out so much for no reason. With all that time I had, why couldn't I do more? Why couldn't I learn more? Other people do so much with way less time than I have, so how were they different? Did I even really want to learn to draw? If I did, wouldn't I make time for it? Did I even want to do YouTube? If I did, wouldn't I have uploaded a single video in the last 6 months? but I had the future to look forward to. The end of every semester meant a break from schoolwork, the thing I blamed all my troubles on. But so many times at the end of the break, I'd be left with that same empty feeling, but now without anything productive to speak of, not even the grades for my classes. I felt so trapped in my life, on this path that was defined for me. I did the bare minimum, get good grades in all my classes, and nothing more. I felt like the only thing pushing me along was the fear of failing in my classes, and no other feeling was strong enough to get me off the bed and into a chair. But then I graduated. Schoolwork would never be there to push me along anymore, and I have to define my own path now. If I wanted to, I could do nothing but go to work, come home, feed myself, entertain myself, and sleep. But I don't want that. It's my worst fear to become a passive observer to my own life, to let more of this time slip through my fingers without ever really using it to push me in the direction I want to go. I could ignore this deficiency in my arsenal of skills for the last few months since, well, it's easy to feel productive doing a couple of hours of art a day when I have literally no other responsibilities. But those same problems are coming up again. I've been spending so much time packing and working, and I'm finding myself trying to make excuses, like telling myself that I should just relax and not bother with drawing because I should wait until I'm settled before I really start up my art and my YouTube again. But where does that end? I completely paused on art and YouTube and work in order to study for my actuarial exam from January to March of this year. But I have 4 more exams to take, and I'm expected to take 2 per year. I'll probably move again after a year living in the apartment I'm moving to. There will always be new important things to do, just like there have been my entire life. But the difference can be me. I can look at things a different way. I can realize that the minutes and hours I can squeeze out of my life can make an impact and be meaningful. I can budget my time out and include the stuff that I love, like making these videos and practicing my art, rather than saying I'll try to do it if there's any time left at the end of the day. Hint, there's never any time left at the end of the day. So, I suppose as a conclusion, I've never been good at time management. I have some horribly unhealthy ways of viewing my life and my time, but I want to change and make new ways of thinking. I want to make my hobbies and my work and my exams be able to coexist instead of me having to pause one to work on the other, which only results in burnout and stress. I think I've come to a couple of conclusions about my views toward time that I need to work on changing. First, things don't need to be perfect for me to start. I feel like I've mostly gotten over this with regard to what I draw, but not when I draw. I feel like I'm all in or all out. It's either I draw 2 hours a day, every day, or it's not even worth it if I don't make a schedule and plan everything out. To combat this, I'll try harder to set weekly time goals, and when meeting these, every minute counts, no matter when I'm drawing. Second, I shouldn't leave so much unstructured time for me to squander. If I think of my whole evenings as free time, that's what it'll be, and I'll go to bed without bringing anything useful with me. I think what might help is to list out what I need to do somehow, so when I get to that point in the day, I don't have to constantly make decisions. I can just go down the list, then relax. Otherwise, the entire night just disappears. Of course, this is easier said than done. I've been attempting to do this in a way through bullet journaling, but somehow that's sort of evaporated lately. I need to get back on that. Anyway, this sort of felt like a confessional for me. I feel like people think I'm way better at time management than I am, and I feel a lot of shame around not being able to handle this for all this time. I want to finally take control of this part of my life and be able to help others. How can I even give advice on this if I can't figure it out myself? Let me know how you manage your time and any struggles you've gone through on the journey there. I'm sure both me and the community can benefit from a group brainstorm, since we're all different and different things will work for us. Anyway, this has been week 1 of the May Monthly Art Challenge. Check the Google Doc below and join the Discord if you want to join in. We're focusing on drawing skulls and eyes. Please stay safe and healthy, everyone, and remember that talent is a myth. Now, get back to work.